I don't know, I just like him.
You like the gingers?
I do.
The lights have dimmed, the camera's long gone, but Raquel Welch still holds the room. One glance, one laugh, and suddenly it feels as though Hollywood's golden age has never ended. Time may have softened the edges of the world around her, but it has not touched her presence. Sitting beneath the soft glow of a quiet studio light, she is every bit the icon she has always been. Bold, magnetic, untouchable. 6 men? She teases, that legendary smirk curling across her lips. Only 6? You're letting me off easy. Her laugh fills the space, rich and knowing, the kind that hints at decades of mischief and mastery. I don't know. I just like him, she says, effortless, unapologetic. There is no blush, no hesitation, only the sparkle of someone who has lived, loved, and learned to savor every moment. There is a confidence about Raquel that doesn't need proving. She leans back in her chair, legs crossed, a hand brushing a strand of hair from her face, a gesture as deliberate as it is effortless. The room feels warmer somehow, as if her presence carries the golden glow of the spotlight, even when the world is dark around her. With a lifetime in this business, she continues, her voice dipping into a soft, smoky whisper, you meet a lot of people who can pretend to be stars, but the real ones, you feel them before they even speak. Her eyes glint with recollection, a dozen faces dancing behind that warm gaze. Charisma, she says, that's what it's really about. It isn't in the looks, not in the fame. It's in how someone makes you forget where you are for a moment. Her laughter returns, quieter now, reflective. I've shared scenes with legends, men who could make you laugh, blush, or completely lose your line. Some were dangerous, some gentle, all unforgettable. She leans forward, eyes twinkling. 6 of them, she says, and each one taught me something about what it means to truly shine. Burt Reynolds comes first, and Raquel bursts into laughter at the memory. Now that was a man who knew how to make an entrance. Her eyes brighten, alive with the memory of dusty sets and blazing heat. We worked together on 100 rifles in the late 1960s. It was chaos, dust, sun, long hours that tested your patience. And right in the middle of it all was Burt, acting like he'd been born to handle every bit of it. She pauses, shaking her head with a grin. He was pure mischief, that grin, that glint in his eye. You never knew if he was about to crack a joke or steal the scene, and somehow he did both. Even in grueling conditions, Burt could lift the spirits of everyone around him. He could turn a 12-hour day into a good time. The crew adored him. You couldn't stay mad at him, even when he was driving you crazy. Her tone softens, the warmth in her voice unmistakable. Under all that swagger, he was a gentleman. He made sure his co-stars had their moments too. Burt understood that chemistry wasn't about competition. It was about rhythm. Raquel's smile lingers, wistful. He had that rare presence. You don't act it, you are it. Burt didn't just walk onto a set. He owned it, and somehow made you glad to be part of the chaos. Dean Martin brings a shift. Her tone softens, her voice flowing like a song. Dean Martin, nobody else ever had that kind of cool, she says, letting the words linger in the quiet studio. She remembers working together on Bandolero, early in her Hollywood journey. He was smooth, she continues, smiling. Effortless. You could be in the middle of a tense shoot, everyone stressed, and then Dean would walk in. Suddenly, it felt like a party. She laughs softly. That half-smile of his made you wonder if he knew a secret or simply didn't care about the rules. Maybe both. He'd hum between takes, toss jokes to the crew, and when the camera rolled, he'd hit every note perfectly. You couldn't tell where the man ended and the legend began. Dean never forced anything. He didn't need to prove himself. He was charm, rhythm, grace, all rolled into one. She leans back, eyes glinting, a soft laugh escaping. He made you feel at ease, like everything was under control. Grace in a tuxedo, that was Dean. Cool wasn't something he wore. It was who he was. Frank Sinatra evokes a reverence in her voice, tinged with playful awe. Frank, she says, and the single name carries weight. He didn't just enter a room, he changed it. The air, the tone, the attention, everything shifted. People straightened, voices softened. It was as if the room remembered who it belonged to. Her laugh is softer now, almost a whisper. He made every woman feel like she was the only person in the world. You could be standing among 50, and for 3 minutes, while he talked or sang, it was just you and him. Then the song ended, and you realized every other woman felt exactly the same way. Though they never starred in a full film together, their paths intertwined often. Sets, parties, dinners that inevitably ended with Sinatra at the piano. You'd think it was a quiet evening, she says softly, and then he'd start playing. Everything else disappeared. It wasn't a performance, it was possession. He didn't sing to you, he sang for you. She shakes her head fondly. Confidence without arrogance, charm without effort. Old school all the way. Her tone grows reverent, distant. There's a reason he was the chairman of the board. He didn't follow the rhythm, he said it. Frank didn't chase moments, he created them. And if you were lucky enough to be there, even once, you knew you'd just witnessed something unforgettable. Clint Eastwood brings a quiet intensity. Clint didn't have to try to be magnetic, he just was. He could walk onto a set, barely speak, and suddenly everyone leaned in. Quiet, dangerous, captivating. Raquel laughs, eyes glinting. If silence could flirt, that's what it sounded like. She recalls the discipline, the deliberate pace on set. He was meticulous, studying light, mood, rhythm. He didn't waste words. When he spoke, everyone listened. She pauses. He had a strength that came from restraint. Most actors fill a space with energy. Clint filled it with presence. Beneath the stoic exterior was warmth. He was surprisingly gentle, she says. If a younger actor struggled, he'd quietly help. No fuss, no speeches, just a hand on your shoulder and a simple, "That was the one." Her voice softens. He taught me that stillness can be its own power. You don't dominate a room, you own the quiet. Clint did that better than anyone. A calm settles over her as she speaks, echoing the presence she describes. He didn't announce himself or command attention. He just walked in, and the room felt steadier. No performance, no pretense, just talent and truth. Paul Newman evokes a different warmth, a quiet admiration. He embodied grace under pressure, quiet generosity, always rooting for his co-stars, lifting everyone around him. He wanted everyone to shine. Her eyes glimmer. You meet a lot of stars, but few like Paul. He reminded you what acting really is, listening, connecting, being real. He didn't need the spotlight. Somehow, the light just found him. Sean Connery brings a final playful sparkle. That stride, that voice, that certainty. He was James Bond off-screen. He didn't chase moments, he carried them. When he entered a room, everything shifted. Not because he demanded attention, but because it naturally followed him. Raquel leans forward, smiling with fond amusement. He was wickedly funny, dry, perfectly so. He could whisper something and have the crew in stitches. Yet beneath it, there was kindness. Polite, thoughtful, asking about your day, your family, what you were reading. Strength and warmth. For a moment, she drifts back in time. He reminded everyone what true magnetism looks like. Power and grace balanced perfectly. As the conversation winds down, Raquel's smile lingers. That same luminous curve that once lit up every screen in America. People talk about beauty, she says softly, but it was never just that. It was the spark, the connection, the feeling that, for a moment, the world stopped spinning. She leans back, eyes distant yet alive with memory. Those men, she whispers, weren't just co-stars. They were moments, and moments, she smiles knowingly, are what make a life unforgettable, unforgettable.